Hey you guys, it's Dani, and today we are going to do a walkthrough of the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot. So I had so many requests and DMs and messages and comments about this one when I posted on my Instagram asking for walkthroughs and to see all the cards in this one. So we are going to dive right in. So if I'm not mistaken, and please correct me if I'm wrong, this was at one time on Kickstarter, I think. I know that it was an indie deck that got picked up by Mass Market. This one was produced by Ulysses Press. I got mine on Amazon. This is a 78 card tarot deck, 144 page companion guide, created and designed by Lindsay Silverman, XI of Astro. On the back it says connect to intuition, delve into nature, cross the hidden veil, embrace the universe, unfold your myth. So I had been tagged by quite a few people in this deck, like to start out with, saying, oh my god, this is really your style, I think you would really like it. And I've been having it on my list, going back and forth, but it was one that I just kept forgetting about. Like, no lie, I kept forgetting about it. It kept slipping my mind. And I saw it on Amazon as I was flicking through, just kind of boredly looking through all the new tarot and all the stuff, and it popped up and I was like, I don't know, I think it's time. I think it's time for me to grab this. I had never seen a full walkthrough or anything. I had just kind of seen a couple of pictures here and there. But I was like, you know what? I think it's enough to say that this is something that I want to see. So it comes in this really nice two-piece box that has like the hand on both sides. And all these little dots, it comes with a, like I said, a pretty good chunky guidebook. But look at the backs. Like, they're all the little dots, which I really like. I really like a deck that doesn't have too crazy of backs sometimes, especially when, I don't do it often, but sometimes I will read and I'll like lay out the cards upside down. That way I'm not distracted, right? Especially when I'm doing a spread that's maybe like one thing at a time, like a year ahead spread. Like, I don't want to see the whole scope yet. I want to go one by one. That way it doesn't cause too much commotion. And for those, I really like something that has a plain back. And of course it's reversible because you can't really tell which way it's going. I don't even know which way I put this back. It's wrong. Okay. I fixed it. It's safe. I fixed it. So, let's go ahead and go into looking at the deck, and then we'll talk about the guidebook and stuff. I've used it a little bit. Probably for about a week or so now. So I've really gotten a feel for it, but I'm not like I know that's like the back of my hand. So we'll talk about that in just a bit. We'll do a quick flip through, and then we'll kind of talk about it a little more in depth. So let's bring this down and in, and we can take a look. Okay, so one thing about this deck is the majors have gone through quite a few name changes, and I'm not gonna lie, right now I am still getting used of it. Like, it makes me pause. I have to like glance up at the number and be like, wait, what is this? Now some of them are really easy to spot. Again, potential, no big deal. We know that that's the Fool. We have the Zero, pretty clear. We have the Cliff, pretty clear. Now, for those of you who don't care for decks that don't represent the masculine, obviously not for you. This is a night goddess tarot, so it is full of goddesses. So there's really not male representation. So if that's a big no-no for you, then this is probably not the deck for you. But I totally dig this whole like dark background, all in the nighttime. While I don't feel like it really, like, it doesn't feel too shadowy, you know what I mean? Like when you talk about, oh, it's all at night, right? Like everything is dark, there's no like brightness. It's like immediately pegs it into like shadow work or dark work or deep work. But I really feel like because of the way that it's done, it doesn't feel exceptionally dark, if that makes any sense. Even in the Fool, we see this like ring of light, almost like it would be, almost like the sun. But I don't know, it just doesn't feel like, oh, this is dark. It's still, it's like kind of neutral to me. I think because I don't notice the background as much. When we have the witch instead of the magician, she still has all of her suits represented. The High Priestess, the Empress. So instead of the Emperor, we have the Monarch. Instead of the Hierophant, we have the Mystic, which I really dig. I don't know, I just feel like really connected with this. I like all the water. I like the mermaid vibes. I like the two moons. Like, it's a very, like, immediately I was like, oh, I like her. I like her. And normally for a mystic, I mean, not the mystic, but for the Hierophant, I'm usually kind of like, I don't want to say standoffish, but sort of. But with this one, it's very approachable. It's like, oh, I have a lot to learn. Now, it does still have siren vibes, right? Like, she can draw you in and drown you. Or she can draw you in and teach you all her secrets, kind of idea. You know what I mean? Just me? I don't know. Then we have the Wayfarer, which is 6, which is normally the Lovers. So we don't have a Lovers here. I still don't know how I feel much about the Wayfarer, but I'm going to put this aside. We're going to read what it says in the book to see how it balances out here, okay? So, again, we go to 7. So instead of the Chariot, we have Freedom. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about this card. Like, I don't feel like there's, like, a movement that I like to see in the Chariot. However, you can see that maybe, like, she's pointing. This is her will. The animals are sort of obeying. So we do have that kind of, like, taking control aspect. But, like, I also like to see a movement in the Chariot, which I don't quite see here, if that makes any sense. Okay. We have Strength, though there is no animal. This is a very inner strength moment. Okay. Introspection instead of the Hermit. Again, we still get those hermit vibes, though. We're on a mountain. We have, instead of a lantern, a lit wand of some sort. So it still does feel like the Hermit to me. Chance for the Wheel of Fortune. Again, I still feel like it corresponds because it reminds me of Fortuna. Although she's not standing on the ball is kind of in her hand. We see the waves in the background. There is this like darkness seeping through. It's like, I still feel that. Chance and the wheel, I get it. We have Justice. And then we have Meditation instead of the Hanged Man, which again, I feel is pretty good. Although I usually think of the Hanged Man as sort of not only kind of self-sacrifice, which you can see like in meditation, you have taken yourself out of the situation. You are looking at it from a different way because your eyes are closed, you're meditating, you're trying to feel what it's like inside. I still like to see that change of perspective, which again, you can still get from meditation. Just, I like to see the idea of the Hanged Man, but meditation is not bad by any means. We have Death. I really like this Death card. I like the fact that you can't see her face. And it's like one with the universe. I like it. We have Temperance. So instead of the Devil, we have Reclamation, which I see as being, you know, kind of reclaiming that kind of... I often look at the Devil as a scapegoat, right? Like, it's our own shit. Let's be real. That we like to have that scapegoat. You know what I mean? Like, it's that temptation, that lust, but it is other than us. It's not coming from us. Whereas I feel like this is kind of like owning that. Now, if you look, she still has hooves underneath here. We have these like bat wings. So I feel like this kind of sits as like reclaiming that for ourselves, but I would like to see what's in the guidebook, because honestly I haven't really used the guidebook all that much in the past week that I've been using it. I've just kind of been going on instinct. Every once in a while I would look inside, but like I haven't taken the time to do this, right? Like, oh, I would like to see what this says. So I kind of wanted to do that with you guys. So the beautiful tower has become a revolution, which I do like, because I feel like sometimes you have to take it down yourself. Now, there is a sense that this person is not in control. It is burning all at their feet here. We have lightning, but we have a house on fire in the background, where I feel like this may have been something you started, but now it's kind of out of control. And I really like that idea, that sometimes it takes just a little bit to have this chain effect. So I really like the idea of revolution for the tower. Then of course we have the beautiful star. I love this card. I love this flamingo. She's beautiful with all these flowers dripping, and there's like water still coming from this hand onto the ground and this one within the water. So we got a lot of those vibes. We have the moon and the sun. Again, we have that same idea of like this starburst in the background. The awakening for judgment, which I do like. Kind of gives me those same like rebirth vibes, like in the druid craft and stuff like that, which I think I almost prefer sometimes when I'm doing certain readings, to not have like judgment as in this like kind of harsh way, but to have something more like a rebirth or an awakening. So I do appreciate these. And then we have the universe instead of the world, which is again beautiful. Now we also see her like she's got this kind of wand within her hand, and there's no circle, but you get the feeling that like she's been through it all and she's super confident, right? So I still love this image. So now into the wands. With these I might not have as much to say, so I may just flip through, I may kind of cut in. I don't know how this is going to go. We're just going to flow with it. We do get a lot of the RWS vibes, and we still have nods to, you know, our kind of conflict going on here, our victory, kind of standing above it all. I do like the fire that's on all of these wands moving forward. Then our courts are nymph instead of page, warrior instead of knight. We have our queen, and then instead of king we have spirit. So here is our nymph of wands. Spirit. Now you'll notice that all of the courts have their own symbols. These are the candles on top of all of these wands. Then we'll go into the swords. I have to say, the botanicals in this deck really got me. Like, huge fan. I'm a huge fan of these botanicals, like, because they're bright, and they're not just like, they don't feel like they're just like thrown in as an afterthought. Like everything seems really thought out, and I really do appreciate that. See, I thought this was very interesting too. This Two of Cups. We have this like balance, like a give and take, that kind of communication and working together. But again, I find it very interesting that there are no like lovers, and the Two of Cups I often feel like are like the real lovers of the deck. And again, I don't really feel that. I don't really feel that connection, that coming together. So I just find that really interesting, that we're not really depicted of coming together. These are like individual pieces. Does that make sense? I don't know. Although we have the Three of Cups and we have 3 different hands coming through, which I love the raspberries all around. This one a little pippish. Love this Nine of Cups. The 10, see, we have 3 figures here. I love this Nymph of Cups. I don't even know what this is supposed to be on the water. I can't tell. I wonder if they say. But I just noticed it, and I'm just like, what even is that? On the water, on the cups. I mean, it is water. Is this supposed to be like a waterfall, maybe? I don't know. Oh, and all the spirits do have their eyes kind of glowing. So on to the Pentacles. I love this suit. I just love all the colors that they chose. Like, everything feels really cohesive to me. And I really like that. And I'm normally not like, I love the Pentacles. But I really do enjoy these Pentacles. I find them very interesting. Love her. Again, we have something a little more pippish. Warrior, Queen, and then Spirit. Again, what do we even have here? Can we tell? I can't really tell what's in there. So let's see, we had the candle. What did we have for the swords? I don't remember. We have something very, very light. It almost looks like the universe, but I can't quite tell. Let's see. Let's see if it says it in the book. To the book. Okay, so let's come up a little bit. We're gonna look at these in the guidebook, but I want to see. And now this is all in black and white. Oh, glue. Some glue back here. That's okay. Pull from the stars. Trust what you receive. Very cool. Okay, so BRB. Let me see what, if I can find some symbols. We have some spreads. We have a 4-card spread, some 3-card spreads, 7-card chakra spread. That's pretty cool. I really love how they express the court cards, because we have the nymph, which is often nude, inhabits that wild earth and her elements. Then the warrior is the natural evolution. She becomes emboldened and empowered. The Queen represents someone more mature, with life experiences, but settling into her power. And the Spirit is our highest self. So I really like how they explained this. I think that's really cool. But I don't see that they say exactly what the symbol is at the top. Oh, back here they have, let's see, a quick guide. So some keywords for all of our majors and all the suits. Origin story. Meet the maker. Acknowledgements. So yeah, it doesn't really say what they are. That's cool. Okay, so let's talk about these two cards. Let's go ahead and read each one of these, and then let's pick a card from the minors to read. Let's do that. So, oh, let me just throw them everywhere. Okay, so let me move this to where I don't hit it. That would be cool. Okay, so we're gonna look at these. So let's start like this. Boom. Kind of go in order here. So I want to start with the Wayfarer, which was to be the lovers. And it does tell you, like, introspection, traditionally the Hermit. So they do kind of go with this. So the Wayfarer, traditionally the lovers. So let's kind of talk about this. I'll scooch these over. That way we can kind of see what we're talking about. Okay. So, a goddess ventures alone on her journey and comes to a crossroads. So it does describe what we're seeing here. Each path is illuminated by 6 candles, totaling 12, in reference to the astrological houses and the cycles we go through. A wayfarer is a journeyer, often on foot, and this means you are on a path where it's okay to go at your own pace. The wayfarer's right arm holds apples, denoting knowledge, and her left has a snake wrapped around it, referencing the union of Adam and Eve, but also how the snake gets an undeserved negative reputation. This card offers the reader a choice to meditate on ideas of self-love. Okay, so we're representing that in the apples and the snake, which I'm going to be honest, I didn't see at first glance. I mean, I noticed the snake, of course, because I don't like snakes. So I noticed them. But I didn't really pay attention to the fact that it was apples and a snake. I didn't really put that together. So that was me, my bad. But I do see it now. So that is kind of an interesting idea here. So, okay. The lovers are a union of separated parts. And, as a unit, ask us to find the wholeness of self. Or our self with the universe. Jupiter, up here, known as the guru or the teacher planet, looms overhead. In astrology, Jupiter oversees our soul's journeys and the paths we take to discover our spiritual selves. The path on the left is without struggle but also without reward. The right path shows a mountain adorned in flowers. It might be more difficult and you'll experience obstacles along the way, but experience begets self-respect. Tune in to your highest self and begin forming that relationship with love. Love will then find you in unexpected ways. This card may also mean travel, literal or metaphorical, personal, or in a relationship. This is the alchemical union, referencing love we can find in each other and the ways in which we seek our own solo journeys. You don't need someone else to catalyze your experience of love. Keep wandering, keep finding and loving yourself. So, of course, our keywords are love, harmony, values, balance, self-love, and choice. So, okay, so it does really explain what and why is going on here. So, I really appreciate a guidebook that will do that. Because when I look at something and I'm like, curious, tell me where it's at. this really made it easy to understand. So I understand what I'm looking at, why these things are here. So it's true, like, and, you know, just reading the simple ones that I did as I kind of went along using the deck, I did notice that they were written really well. But to see something like this on one that I was really iffy about, like, I feel like I understand it now. Like, I don't have to agree with the fact that, oh, well, I like to see two lovers, you know, I really wish they would have did this, that, or the other. Like, that's all fine and dandy. But I do appreciate the fact that it was really thought out and there was a purpose to it, and I get it, and I like that. Okay. So let's do kind of I'm maybe try to do the shard version of this, just to kind of see what it is. So let's see. We'll see. Maybe it'll be the shard version. Maybe it won't. Okay. A goddess stands determined, with one hoof on land and one in rocky waters. Her left hand points towards the earth, bound by her scarf, in a position reminiscent of the witch's creed, as above, so below. And the witch's creed is in response to the magician, the idea of as above, so below. Okay, her hand raised above holds a wand, the element of fire, blossoming creativity, spirituality, and passion. It's free from its binds. She looks towards the future with renewed possibility. The raspberry plant, full of thorns, but also fruit, lets us know that our labor will be hard, but worth it. The butterfly represents... Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. I'm like, there. Represents transformation, possibility, and freedom. On the other side, the vulture waits. Our worries and fears prey upon our expressions, thoughts, and stories about ourselves. This is a time to reclaim your narrative. It may be difficult, but be patient and keep showing up for yourself. You may not always feel the most grounded, but take a look around and see where you can help yourself. Don't let the stories or ideas of who you are determine who you are becoming. You are your own master. You are the only thing you can truly control, so take that power into your own hands and free yourself from the fear and cycles that do not serve you. We have the choice for sturdier footing or to be stumbling upon the wet rocks and rushing waters. You can allow yourself to be held back by insecurity, fear, toxic relationships, addictions, etc. Or you have the power to free yourself from those burdens. We are all marked with darkness inside to help us grow and learn. We are not the stories we are told. Our individual actions determine our destinies. We are not always the monster we fear. Very interesting. I use that analogy quite a bit. The stories that we tell ourselves, the things that we believe about ourselves. So that really resonates with me because that's like a personal thing that I always try to consider is like, what story am I telling myself and what is the truth of it? So this is pretty interesting. Not the traditional devil, but I like the idea of this archetype of kind of like, let's not, bury ourselves in the water. Let's get back on dry ground and like reassess. So this is actually pretty interesting. I really like that, you guys. I like it. Okay. Do we need to do this one? Probably not. But we'll take a quick peep. Just to see the difference. I can't find it in here. Where are the wands? There's the wands. So we still have quite a big chunk. So let's see. She stands in a victorious posture, mounting the earth and raising her wands up high alongside others planted in the ground. So we still get a description of what's going on, which I like. She is proud of her acquisition and ready to take on a challenge. The backdrop reveals that she is in an enclosure and also ready to defend herself. She's in an enclosure. Yeah, I guess you can kind of see that. There's like something on both sides here. So it almost looks like a valley of some sort. Okay, the wands represent spirituality, creativity, passion, and ideas. Here she is ready to share them with the world, but first must either fight herself or work to build something. Ideas may not be grounded now, but a shift in perspective is what's needed to solve the block you may be feeling. Sometimes taking too much on at once occludes your priorities. So this is challenge, block, shifting, and find your flow. A little different from the normal Five of Wands, where I would at once kind of talk of conflict, but still very interesting. Like, she still seems like she's poised, and like there's a lot of things happening right now that may cause some conflict. Like, how is she going to move? What is she going to do? Again, look like she is prepared for a fight. So all in all, I think that this is a really great little guidebook. I'm really glad that I have this guidebook to use along with it. Do I think that you could use it without it? Yes. However, there are some things that I do feel like it really helps, because some are very RWS, like we know it as soon as we see it, you know? And others are like, okay, talk to me, you know? Like, I want to know the idea behind this. And I like how we do know, and we do get a kind of what's on the card. So, as far as size, these are standard tarot size. They are, here's Mystic Masters, which are tarot standard size. And we are the same. So we are standard. Now, we do have a really kind of thicker GSM. You can see it's very chunky. And it is, they're kind of like, they're thick cards. So it feels like, I don't know, it does feel like it has a core in it, but it does feel at the same time a little papery, I guess it would be the right term. I don't even know. But it feels like it is a few layers thick, if that makes any sense. But they shuffle really well. They riffle shuffle really great. Overhand, no matter which way we do them. They're like matte-ish without it being crazy. They're not very glossy at all. They're like a matte style finish. And let me see if I can do this. Probably not. Yeah, these don't glide, I would say, but we all know that I'm not very good at doing that anyway. But they do kind of like chunk together. Maybe if I didn't have this down. We'll see. Let's try it. I bet I still can't do it. Okay. I think it's because it's too big. You know what I mean? Like, it's like way too thick. Because if I take Mystic Masters, the way that it is, I can like, you see? Like, it kind of glides. It's a little more smooth. But where Mystic Masters is almost like plasticky, this is more papery. Technical terms, you guys. I can't wait for Lisa Papez to do her cardstock video. That way maybe when I talk about cardstock, I won't feel like a complete idiot and be like, it's kind of like paper. It's kind of like plastic. But those are my words right now. Listen, I use them. I don't physically create them. I don't make them. So anyway, you guys, this is definitely a really exciting addition to my collection. I feel like this right now may be like a me deck. I still want to get to know it a little more. I want to learn a little bit more about it. Like, I really think this is one that I'm going to read the whole guidebook and kind of sit with it too. Just because I feel like it's going to help me get a deeper understanding. And honestly, I do feel like it is going to be really good at shadow work. Some that are more in-depth. This also feels like it may be really good for speaking with deity. So, I love this High Priestess. I don't know. She's amazing. But I am really looking forward to going a little bit deeper with this deck and really learning about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little walkthrough. If you are looking for me, as usual, all my links are going to be down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps. If you are not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe if you feel like subscribing. If not, that's cool too. But you can get your copy of Mystic Masters or Pear Tree Court. Those are all in stock down in my description below in my shop, among many other things. Three Fat Readers is down there, and all the other goodness. So I will talk to you guys very soon. I am sending you all my love. Mwah. Later, Gators.